If you like this video, subscribe to my channel, but let's get right to it. Some really cool promo artwork has been released for the Crisis on Earth Arrowverse crossover events of Brandon Routh as Superman, I guess the Superman Kingdom Come version of Superman. And I have to say, man, like, I love Superman. And Christopher Reeve will always be my Superman. Henry Cavill has done a fantastic job with the property, and I would love to see him continue on, but I don't think that's the way J.J. Abrams is going to go. I think he's going to reboot this whole thing, and we'll have a brand new Superman once again, because I think they're going to need a younger Superman to go with going forward, to kind of be in the same age range as Robert Pattinson. If they decide to do a lot of crossover stuff, who knows, with the new Joker as a standalone movie, they may not cross over any of these guys. But Brandon Routh, I always felt like got a raw deal when it came to playing Superman. There was so much hype behind Superman Returns, and it had such a good cast. I mean, you had Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor, who was damn near perfect. He had a little bit of Gene Hackman in there, but more of like an evil, hardcore Superman foe in Lex Luthor. And, you know, the only misfire that I think happened with that film was the script itself. Brandon Routh was a perfect Superman. And yeah, he kind of embodied Christopher Reeve and, you know, kind of impersonated him a little bit. And I get that. But he still could have, with some other sequels, made that role his own. I just feel like the script was just really, really weak. I mean, you know, Superman struggled in the beginning of the film with saving Lois Lane from that plane. The plane scene was the movie for me. When he's trying to rescue her from the plane that was attached to the space shuttle that was coming apart and everything. The problem I had was, with all the twists and turns and flying and airplanes, he struggled. It's like he struggled with this plane, which was fine. Even when he like finally laid it down, I mean, like it was like he was struggling to get control of the situation. And that's okay. That could have happened, but how could he struggle with a you know, a 737 or whatever the aircraft was, but yet lift a small continent made of kryptonite out of the ocean and launch it into space? Like, and yeah, it almost killed him when he did it, but it just seemed like the airplane thing was such a struggle, but yet he could lift a continent out of the ocean. So like, for me, those were flaws in the script. And then, you know, the Superboy tie-in and the kid and all that. And I just felt like it focused so much on the love story of Lois and Clark, and that she had moved on and she was with a new person and he had to let go. And there was so much drama in that it really needed to just be action-packed Superman just doing his thing, and we didn't get that. We kind of got a love story, kind of like divorce movie with a child that, you know, was now not going to have custody. The father wasn't going to have custody. It was just really weird. And so those were my big problems with that. And, you know, it didn't do well at the box office. And of course, they just kind of, you know, canned everything that was involved with that and decided to go in a different direction later on, which it was a good direction to go into. Starting over and coming up with a new lore and everything with what they did with Henry Cavill was really good. I was very happy with that. But for me, I felt like Brandon Routh like had this one shot and it was set up for like a possible sequel and it just didn't happen. And I was like, okay, this is like his final set. Like he can do this version of Superman and put that character to rest. And hopefully they give him some great action scenes in the Crisis Infinite Earths, or, you know, whatever they're doing with the crossover stuff, and just give him closure, you know, because he's leaving Legends of Tomorrow, and, you know, so this is a way that he could still be, you know, the Atom, Palmer, this character, and then he can, you know, be Superman once again. And I have to say, just the iconic image of him in the Kingdom Come Superman suit was fantastic. There was one that Entertainment Weekly put out that really didn't do it justice, but then there was this one that Brandon Routh put on his own Instagram, which was him like in the shadows, like with his chin down like this, and it was here. I would have put it up here again if it hasn't shown up already, and it was just makes your hair stand up on your arms, and you just feel really good and proud that Brandon Routh is getting this other shot. So I mean, I'm totally on board for this crossover stuff. I never really tune in to The Flash and to Legends of Tomorrow until when they started really crossing over these worlds, and then I was like, okay, I'll check this out, man. They're like looping all the television shows together, and they're fighting one foe or whatever the case may be, and so I'm down with that, and I don't mind tuning in for that crossover event. And I know because I really liked Arrow, the season 1 and season 2, but then it just kind of felt like it went off the rails a little bit, and like, you know, he wasn't killing people like he was in the first season, which just made him really intimidating. And so but anyway, I'm happy for Brandon Routh, and I know that he's retiring from all of this, and he's just going to go back to having a life with his wife and his family, and I think it's great. So it's a good send-off with Superman Kingdom Come, Brandon Routh getting to redeem himself, or not really himself, but to play the part one last time. So good for him. And I'm excited about it. Are you excited about the crossover Arrowverse? Are you excited for Brandon Routh? Let's talk about it in the comments section, and we'll see you on the next one.